Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm Jess, welcome to a new video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it too. Let's get into this Toronto weekly vlog. Today is Monday. I'm just sitting down to start filming a video. If you haven't been watching my videos lately, or if this is your first video, welcome. For the last 3 weeks, Will and I have been looking to move into a new apartment. So we've been doing tons of apartment showings. We've seen about like somewhere between 15 and 20 so far. And on Friday we saw a few. One of them we actually decided to put an application on. So this apartment had been on the market for like 2 or 3 days and they had already had 18 showings by the time we got there. And when we decided to put our application in for it, the listing agent came back and told us that there were already 3 other offers on the unit and one of them was above asking. So we went ahead and added our names in just to see what happens. We found out last night that they really liked us and that they had kind of narrowed it down. Well, I don't know if they narrowed it down to 2 people or if 2 people dropped out, but they said it's just between us and one other person now. So we've just been kind of going back and forth about what we should do. We've decided to offer above asking as well, just a little bit, just to hopefully even the playing field a little. We don't even know if the other person who they're comparing us with is the person who went in above asking. We don't know any of that, but we decided to just top up our offer a little bit more. And yeah, we're just trying to get all the paperwork and everything done. They're gonna make their decision today. So we've been waiting during the weekend to find out. So we will be finding out today at some point if we get it or not. And when we found out a bunch of other people wanted it too, that made us almost kind of like want it more. It was like, oh, other people want it? Well, now I really want it. But it just kind of tells us that it's priced well, like it's at a good price if so many people wanted it so quickly after it hit the market. So just going to try and keep busy today so that I have a nice productive Monday. Typically when I get a little bit like stressed or anxious, my go-to reaction is to curl up in a ball and like distract myself. So normally like lay in bed and watch YouTube and just like wait for the news to come in or just try to like distract myself that way. But I decided today I had a bunch of stuff written down on my to-do list today, so I'm just gonna go through it and keep myself distracted that way and just hopefully have like a more productive way. And that's just overall a better way to handle being stressed. Okay, so I just finished filming this makeup look. The video will be up already. I'll link it up here if you guys want to go check it out. I'll put it in the description box down below as well. It was actually so hectic. I was watching a video, filming a video, and recreating a makeup look at the same time as we were getting all these documents from our real estate agent, who's Will's dad. He was sending us all of these forms to sign electronically. So then I have to stop filming, do the paperwork, come back to filming, just like everything. It was very chaotic. It's okay, we're all good. So we got all the papers in, so I think we're just waiting now to hear whether they pick us or not, which is pretty exciting. I love the way my makeup came out. It's like a fun little green smoky eye, and I feel like my skin looks incredible. My skin has been doing so good. It's been very clear for the past like 3 days, and then of course this morning I woke up and I was feeling a little bit like stressed and anxious, and I like started like picking at this spot. So I have like a little red spot right here, but besides that, the rest of my skin is going through a good phase at the moment. My hair is getting so long. I'm finally feeling like I'm happy with the length. But I'm gonna go have to get it trimmed as soon as the hairdressers open back up because these ends are split. I'm going to make us some lunch, and then when I hear back from the real estate agent, I'll update you guys.
So you'll have a Schedule A, an acknowledgement on the signature page, page 5, and you'll have the actual lease agreement.
Awesome.
That'll all come to you shortly. It goes over to Aria. He signs, and we're done.
Awesome. Very exciting.
Yay.
We're moving.
Crazy.
Happy?
Yeah. All right, I don't know if you caught that, but we're moving. We are the proud new leasers of a new apartment. I didn't feel nervous or weird or anything before, but now I'm just like butterflies, kind of. There's so much that goes into moving, and yeah, there's just so much we're gonna have to do over the next month. But we're moving, we have this place until April 1st, and we're getting to move in there on March 15th. So we're gonna have like half a month to move, which is gonna be really nice. That's a really good luxury. Hopefully we won't have to deal with this as much anymore. We're not gonna be on a main street like this. I thought I was gonna feel relieved, but I feel a little nervous now just because there's so much to do all of a sudden. Like suddenly there's so much to do. But I'm excited to tell everyone, tell all my friends, tell my mom, let everyone know. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. Oh, I forgot about the laundry. Okay, I have laundry in. Gotta go get it. One thing that I'm so excited about moving is having in-suite laundry. Not having to go downstairs to do laundry is gonna be life-changing. Another thing I've never had before that we're gonna have is a dishwasher. That's amazing. But I thought I would just do a little catch-up or like a roundup of my life and like my history and why we're moving. Yeah, just for anybody who's like newer to this channel who doesn't really know my whole story. I moved to Toronto, it was 10 years ago in the summer, so like 10.5 years ago. I was living in Vancouver, that's where Will and I met. He was out there for school, he had been there for 2 years, graduated from his program, and we started dating during that time. I think after he had been there for a year. When he finished school, he did a road trip through the States with his cousin. They went all the way down the West Coast, across the southern states, and then back up the East Coast to drive home to Toronto. It took them like a month. And he had told me before he left that he was gonna come back to Vancouver. He was gonna drive back to Toronto, visit with his family and friends, and then come back to Vancouver. And so he ended up doing his road trip, getting home to Toronto, and realizing that he wanted to be here. He wanted to be with all of his friends and family. So we did long distance for around 4 months, and then Will decided that he didn't want to do long distance anymore, which totally makes sense. Obviously, like, it's really hard, and anybody who asks my advice about long distance because they know I've done it, I'll always say that I don't recommend doing it unless you have an end date in mind of when the long distance will end. So if you're gonna be in a long distance relationship that ends in 1 year or 2 years or whatever because someone's going away for a work contract or whatever it is, then like go for it. It's gonna be really hard. But the way we were doing it, there was never any end in sight. It was just like we were gonna do long distance for the rest of our lives. So it was kind of like, okay, we're gonna break up. So we broke up. Will's crying. The first thing I did, like the morning after I woke up from getting broken up with, the first thing I did was go onto the U of T website and apply to go to the University of Toronto. I was just like hysterical, and the only thing that had broken me and Will up was the fact that we were living in different cities, and I had offered to move to Toronto, and Will didn't want me to do that because we hadn't been dating for very long, and he felt like that was too serious of a thing, and he didn't want me to like change my whole life and like move here for him. So in my head, the next morning, I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply to U of T, because at the time I had done like 1.5 years of university, and I was trying to get into UBC. So I had applied for UBC 2 years in a row, and I hadn't gotten in. And so I was like, okay, let me apply to U of T. 3 months later, I got a letter from the University of Toronto telling me that I had been accepted. By this point, like, you know, 3 months has gone by. I was starting to feel like a bit better. I wasn't as like devastated and heartbroken and like traumatized anymore. But yeah, obviously I still wanted to be with him. So I messaged him saying, if I was coming to Toronto, would you want to know about it? Like, if I was coming to Toronto for school, would you want to know? And he replied back to me saying like, of course I would want to know. Ended up coming up to Vancouver just because we hadn't seen each other for a while, and we just wanted to make sure like everything was all cool before I went out there. Came to Vancouver for a weekend or a week or something, and we got back together. I ended up moving to Toronto, and that was like 10.5 years ago now. I never wanted to come here. I never wanted to be here. I always wanted to be on the West Coast. Like, my dream was to live in Vancouver. But having said that, I do love it here. I love it in Toronto. It's an amazing place to live. There's always something to do. I have amazing friends here who are like my family, and yeah, it was a great decision for me. Once I moved here, I lived with Will. He was living at home at the time with his dad. So I lived with Will, his dad, and his stepmom in their house in Midtown. And that lasted for a couple of months while I looked for a place. And this was the first place that I moved into on my own in Toronto. Will ended up moving in with me shortly after, and we have been here ever since. It's been a really great place to live, but we've been talking about moving for a couple of years now. The thing is that rent in Toronto has skyrocketed over the last 10 years, and we were gonna have to pay like double our current rent to get into a smaller place. So it wasn't really feasible for us to move. And then COVID happened and the pandemic happened, and all of these people started moving out of the city. They're moving into the suburbs, leaving their downtown condos, and all of a sudden there was this flood of inventory on the rental market in Toronto. So rental prices started coming way down, and we realized that this was our chance to get out of our apartment here. We decided to start looking in January. February 1st, we put in our 60 days notice for this apartment, kind of put like a limit on it because we had to give 60 days notice here no matter what. So we decided to do it for February 1st, which meant we needed to find a place by April 1st. If it didn't happen, obviously we would have made it work. It would have been fine. We could have just moved in with Will's parents. And we've spent the last 3 weeks looking for apartments. We've seen probably between 15 to 20 places. We started off with a lower budget of $1,750 to $1,800 is what we were looking for, and we went and saw probably 10 places in that price point, and none of them were doing it for us. So we decided to increase the budget a little bit, but I think I kind of underestimated how cheap the prices were gonna be. This is still like way more affordable for this place than it would have been a year ago, but it's more than we had originally been planning to pay. We just decided that for what we wanted, like standard of living wise and area wise, the thing that really raised up the price was the location. We really wanted to be in the west end of the city. Most of our friends live in the West End, and it's a more desirable area of the city, and there are less of the type of units that we're looking for over there. There's a lot of converted houses and low-rise buildings and older buildings in that part of the city, and we were looking for a newer condo with newer finishes, kind of like the exact opposite of what we currently have, and for the size. So we have a really big apartment right now. We're able to fit a ton of stuff in here. We knew we weren't gonna get this much space in our next place, but we did need a lot of space because Will and I both work from home. So we needed at least a den. At first I thought we could get a second bedroom, but it turned out for what we wanted to pay, the second bedroom wasn't gonna happen. So we needed a 1-bedroom plus den. We wanted to be in the West End in a newer building with newer finishes. And that just brought our price up to where it is. We do know that it is a good deal. The fact that 4 people jumped in with offers within the first couple days of the unit being listed shows that it was priced at a good point. We're pretty happy about that. Something else that we had to work into our negotiation was our move-in date. So we were looking to move in April 1st because that's 60 days from when we gave notice for this building. The other person who was going in, we believed to be offering a move-in date of March 1st, so a month earlier, which would have automatically meant that they would get the place. So what we ended up doing was offering for March 15th, which means we're gonna pay an extra half month. Our real estate agent is Will's dad. So normally the owner of the condo that we're gonna be renting would have to pay Will's dad a commission for bringing us to the unit. The commission is half of 1 month's rent. So what we ended up doing was Will's dad waived his commission, which he was always gonna do. Half of a month's rent was saved by the owner. So by moving in March 15th, that brings us to March 1st because of the extra half a month from Will's dad, and that put us on par with the other offer. then we brought up to match the other offer, and he ended up choosing us over whoever else was applying for who knows what reason. So yeah, just a little bit of a backstory for anybody new. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go take my makeup off. Just a little update for you if you did watch this video where I recreated this makeup today. The makeup artist whose makeup I was copying today didn't use eyeshadow primer, and my eyeshadow came off in like an hour. Eyeshadows in general do not last very long without eyeshadow primer. It makes such a huge difference in the longevity of your makeup, but also specifically Natasha Denona shadows, which I used. I feel like they're so emollient and so creamy that if you don't use primer, they just come right off. So like most of my eyeshadow is completely off anyways. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove my makeup, do some skincare. We'll make dinner tonight, and then tomorrow, first thing, we're gonna go to the bank and draft a check for first and last. I'm starting to get more and more excited as we get further and further away from that call. I don't know, it was like a bit overwhelming at first. I seem to be getting overwhelmed with things really easily lately, but yeah, we're continuing on with our nights. Good morning, it's Tuesday. We just got back from the bank and the grocery store. I thought I would do a little grocery haul with you really quick, because why not? It wasn't a big full trip or anything, just got a few things to like stock back up on. So we ran out of onions, so I got a big bag of onions. I got some pizza dough to make homemade pizza, something we've been loving to have over the past few months. Got some baby carrots to dip in hummus. This is like the easiest snack for when you're hungry in the afternoon. Some enoki mushrooms. Make a stir fry or soup or something with these. Some everything bagels. Jackie went to Summerhill Market the other day and asked me if I wanted anything. Summerhill Market is this like bougie grocery store where they import a lot of things from other countries and like including the States. So they have a lot of vegan products there that aren't available in Canada. I told her I didn't want anything because everything there is like stupid expensive. Like it's crazy expensive how much this stuff is. But she got me some things anyways. She's so cute. And one of the things she got me was this Kite Hill cream cheese. It's chive flavor. So I got the bagels to go with that. I got some bananas for Will. A couple of packets of Mr. Noodles for soup. This has been my favorite vegan cheese that I've had in this like slice form. I'm pretty obsessed with this. I eat it plain on toast with butter. It's the PC Swiss style is the best, but they have mozzarella and cheddar too, and those are good too, but I love the Swiss one. It's so good. I got some beefless ground to make a cabbage soup. I found a recipe online for cabbage soup, and we have cabbage in the fridge, so I wanted to make it. It sounds so good to me. I used to love cabbage rolls when I was younger, but I would like open the cabbage and just eat the insides. But now I really like cabbage too, so I don't think I've had them since I've been vegan. So I'm excited for the soup. A couple heads of broccoli, cauliflower, and some pizza sauce. They didn't have tofu. They didn't have my bread that I normally buy. They're out of a lot of stuff. Kind of like during the first lockdown last year when like there was so much stuff missing from the grocery store. It was weird. It must have just been a bad time for me to get there. It's a few hours later. I have been editing. I got my video ready to go up tomorrow, and I did a little bit of my Photoshop course. Back in January, I was just like dying for things to do because I was like, okay, let me only film 2 YouTube videos a week and spend forever editing them and working on them, and then I would get them done and still have just felt like I had so much time during the day. So I started doing a Photoshop course so I could get better at Photoshop. It's like 90 lessons. I was doing pretty good at the beginning. I got through a bunch of them, and then I haven't done it for like a couple weeks now. So I was like, let me get back in there. I'm on like 57, lesson 57, so I have a little bit of a ways to go still, but I'm doing pretty good. I want to finish it so that I don't have to keep paying for Skillshare. Because I was just gonna do the free trial and do it in the first 2 weeks, and then it obviously has taken me much longer than that, so I ended up paying for the first month, but I don't want to pay for the second month, so I want to finish it. So I did a little bit of that. I have this package, which is very exciting. I feel like I always am saying like, I got a very exciting package, but like, you know, I get excited by things and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So like 2 weeks ago, I ran out of my Body Shop body butter, and the skin on my body is so dry. I don't know like if you'll be able to tell. I have like these patches of just dry skin all over my legs and my hands and my arms. It's so dry here. We're right in the middle of winter. My face never gets like that. I'm sure it's because I'm putting a ton of skincare on my face more regularly than I put like skincare on my body. But yeah, my body has always been so dry. So I ran out of my Body Shop body butter and I started using, actually it's right here, this one. It's an all natural one. It smells amazing. It's grapefruit and lime. You can see I've used a bunch of it, but it doesn't moisturize. It makes my skin look incredible. Like if I was gonna take pictures and I wanted my skin to look like so glowy and hydrated and oily and everything, like I would put this on. I'll probably keep this just specifically for that. But yeah, it wasn't cutting it for actually like hydrating. So I put it in order from the Body Shop. I got 2 so that I wouldn't have to do an order again. I usually buy moringa, but I felt like trying some different flavors or different scents, I guess. This is the body butter in Fuji green tea. And then I got just the regular coconut one. I think coconut is the most popular one for them. This smells nice. It's very fresh and soft. I might save this for more of a springtime one. I thought I would start with this one, but I think I'm gonna go right in with the coconut. I just know the coconut one is so much more rich. Like it's really quite a bit more rich. And coconut is just a little bit more of like a wintry smell, even though coconut's kind of a tropical smell. For some reason I feel like it's wintry just because it's a bit deeper. I also got a couple bars of soap because I love their soap, and we've just been using Dove because the Body Shop has been closed. So I got mango, which I don't know if I've ever actually gotten before. This smells like heaven. It smells like my childhood, which just smells like the Body Shop. Like when I would first start going to the mall, I remember I would go to West Edmonton Mall with Keiko and we would just go to the Body Shop. Like I feel like that was like one of the only stores we would go to. I just used to love it. And then I got the coconut soap as well. So what I'm actually gonna go do right now is jump in the shower so that I have a little bit of moisture, and then I'm going to cover my entire body with this, and I'm gonna feel so much relief. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
So Will's doing a job for Twitter right now, and they wanted to send him a package, like a gift, and it came today, and it's like a full-on PR package. I'm so jealous. So I thought I would show it to you guys. I asked him if he wanted to show you, but he doesn't, so I'm just gonna show you. So he's working on this What's Happening 2021 project for them, and they sent him some coffee from Joe Coffee, which I've heard of. I think it's an American coffee roaster, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, born in the heart of NYC. So there's a French roast and their house blend, which both look really good. And then there's this little wooden spoon in here. It's a bamboo coffee scoop and bag clip. So you can scoop your coffee with it, and then it also is like a little clip to clip your bag shut. And it has the cute little Twitter logo on it. And then the most exciting and fun part is this guy right here. So a little glass canister, super nice looking. This is a brew bottle, hot and cold brew. So I guess you can make hot coffee in it too, but it's really cool. You can make iced coffee with it. So you put the coffee grounds in that little silver cylinder, pour through some water, let it all drain through, and then fill up the container with cold water and put it in the fridge for 12 hours. And then it will brew you up some strong iced coffee. You can add some ice to it and you're good to go. I'm super excited to try this out, especially in the summer. A little Twitter logo right there. So much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with my little cleaning that I'm doing right now. I'm probably gonna do some stretching because the back's starting to hurt. What's new?
You don't even know me like that. Are you pressed for time? Put you on my mind. Come a little closer like that. Staying up all night, throwing drinks back. Blue eyes smiling while you're cursing. I admit it's working. You're working. Don't care, you're crazy, it's perfect. Shaky and I'm slurring, 'cause I'm nervous. It's you.
Sunny morning for the first time in ages. It's my fave. I've done a few workout routines on YouTube recently where there's been ads like throughout the video, and that just drives me crazy. Like, I'm in the middle of a yoga stretch and an ad comes on. Like, that is not peaceful. That is not bringing me inner peace. Then you're like stuck in a position and you have to get out of your position in order to skip the ads. And that kind of defeats the purpose of doing a flow. It's just like really, I don't know, frustrating to me. I haven't really ever seen that before, but I guess the more and more videos you access, the more you're gonna see stuff you don't like. So I don't know. I totally get the fact that they need to make money, but you can always put ads at the beginning of your videos and at the end of your videos. You don't have to put them in the middle. So I don't know, it's frustrating. Felt good though. I haven't stretched in a couple days, so I was really kind of craving it this morning. Will's been working really hard for the past 2 weeks. He's been working on a project that just is taking up all his time. So he's working like 7 in the morning until like 1 a.m., 3 a.m. every single day for the last 2 weeks. And today it's supposed to be wrapping up. So we have a few little like fun plans for the day. If everything goes according to plan and he finishes and everything, then we're gonna go for a nice long walk. It's been a long time for Will, and it'll be really nice to go out and do like a nice long one. And I think we're gonna order sushi later, which is Will's favorite thing to order. It's gonna be a little bit of a celebration day today. We did not go for our long walk yesterday. We just enjoyed staying indoors. So we're doing it today. Today's Thursday already. I haven't done any editing for this vlog yet. We're gonna go down to the Don Valley. It's pretty nice out. It's like -6 today. Super sunny. And we're just talking about like new apartment stuff, what furniture we want to take, what's like the new furniture we want to get right away, because I want to get like mostly new furniture. All the furniture we have in our apartment right now, besides my bed frame, is secondhand. When I first moved out here, we got tons of secondhand furniture from Will's dad's friends and Will's mom, and we just got a ton of stuff at the beginning, which is great, but I want to start replacing it all with things that like match and have like a style. So we're just kind of going through all that planning for our new place, which is very exciting. We're gonna try and walk down here, but this is like pure ice, so there's no way Will thinks we can get down it alive, so we're gonna try somewhere else. Will decided he wanted a coffee, so we came to Parliament. There's this cool little French bakery here. We're gonna grab a coffee and pastry. To check in with you and say what is up. It's still Thursday, it's the afternoon. I just finished filming this makeup look. I'm so glowy, oh my god. I literally look like a glazed donut. This was all of the losers from my Instagram poll. So go and check out this video if you're interested in how I got this look. Probably not much going on for the rest of the afternoon. I'm just gonna sit down and start editing this video, and then I wanna work on editing this vlog too, because this is probably the first week all year where I've left all of the editing till the end of the week. One of the things that I've wanted to work on this year was editing my vlogs throughout the week instead of leaving it all to the very end of the week and then having to like rush through it to get it up by Sunday morning. So I'm failing at that this week for the first time, although it's not quite the end of the week. So I feel like if I get on it now, I can help myself out considerably. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna spend the rest of the evening editing. We'll have something for dinner, probably something simple, I'm not sure. And that's gonna be the rest of my Thursday. So I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, today is Saturday. I'm just putting on a tiny bit of makeup. I'm gonna do some filming today for Will. He's working on a new app idea, and to test it out, they wanna run some ads, and they need a little bit of video footage for the ads. So he's going to film me pretending to use the app that they're working on. And then we're gonna film Will doing that as well. I just wanna do something super natural, but I wanted like full coverage base.
Rosie, sweet Rosie, you carry me through every storm. Rosie, sweet Rosie, oh, won't you wait for me tonight? Every morning you wake me, it's way too early, but I don't care, you're not faking, your head so curly. Kissing my face, you're amazing, just way too often. Give me that look, now I'm dead, put me in a coffin. Yeah, you keep me up at night, la-di-da-di-da-di, watching movies black and white. your Paris, you're my Helen, yeah, we safe in Troy. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Rosie, sweet Rosie, you carry me through every storm. Rosie, sweet Rosie, oh, won't you wait for me tonight?
Okay, so it's a little bit later in the afternoon now. I'm just finishing editing up this vlog, so I have to add in all of the clips from today, but I wanted to just go ahead and wrap it up before I do that. So I wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. We're gonna have lots of decluttering vlogs, packing vlogs, moving vlogs, empty apartment tours, all of that coming very soon. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Rosie, sweet Rosie.